You are going to have such a big, big, big answer when it comes to this week, my gorgeous Leo. You are going to have this big, big answer, such a beautiful moment of clarity. You really needed this answer. You really needed this clarity because things have become a little bit heavy for you, a little bit difficult for you lately. You felt a little bit disorientated only because this answer and this clarity is something you needed so badly. And it's a lot to do with you understanding and knowing at that moment in time that you are most certainly on the right path and you're most certainly doing the right thing. Okay, so when it comes to numerology, of course, you can guess what's your number. It's number 2. When it comes to this week, you've made a really, really wise choice in life, my gorgeous Leonie. You've made a really, really wise choice in life. Only now, this in itself is about to become so obvious, to the point where at that moment in time you're instantly going to elevate in terms of how happy you're going to be. This is going to re-energize you instantly. So having said that, when it comes to the beginning of this week, like, listen to this very carefully. It's all to do with the beginning of this week and what exactly it's actually going to take place. You are going to become aware of this progress when it comes to 2 different things. Do you get me? So it's all going to start right at the beginning of this week, where you are going to become aware of this progress when it comes to 2 different things. Number 1, progress with this thing. Number 1, this is your clarity. This is your big answer I'm talking about. So you know, when it comes to the progress, number 1, so it's going to be big progress, and it's connected to 2 different things. And both of these things have been like really kind of, you know, affecting you in certain way. So when it comes to the progress number 1, this is the major one really. So both of these things have been affecting you, but the number 1 is like kind of major, if you know what I mean. And the progress number 1 is like really a lot to do with you being so scared, you know, about something. It's about you. It's about a certain choice that you've made not that long ago, certain choice that you've made recently. You were really kind of unsure whether you made the right choice, and you started changing your life accordingly. Lots of things changed. And lots of things changed in your life in such a way where you feel like there is no way back, baby. You know, it's all one way or nothing. Do you know what I mean? There's no way back. That's how you felt. With certain changes that you started to make, with certain choices in life you decided to take not that long ago, it really felt like there is no way, there is no back after this moment in time. Bless your heart, you really gave your all. You know, and that in itself was adding up to this pressure so much, so badly, and it was really scaring you, you know, like whether you made the right choice or not, whether you did the right thing or not. It was really making you feel a little bit anxious, a little bit paranoid, a little bit scared, a little bit, your future became like kind of uncertain. You felt at times that, you know, oh my God, if this doesn't work out, you know, there is so much to lose. But bless your heart, you managed to stay on top of it. You managed to get on with your life, and you managed to successfully ignore this. That's exactly the way to be. That's exactly the way to go. Ignore things that scare you and give your full attention to those things in life that you feel drawn to. That's exactly what you were doing. You felt drawn towards your new life. That's exactly what's happening here, baby. You have felt drawn towards your new life. And that's exactly what was driving you here. And so when it comes to this progress and when it comes to these two different things, so this the thing now, number one, it's actually, this is the major one. This is the major. I said that they were both affecting you, two things, but this number one was like a major. This is the major answer. This is the major clarity, like, oh my God, because this has been scaring you so much. This has been making you feel worried, because on one hand you were thinking like, did I do the right thing or not? You were like kind of torturing yourself at times, but also it was also worrying you, because if you don't have enough indication about it, if you didn't get this answer, or until you got this answer, until you got this clarity that you're going to have, you're not fully able to walk away from something, to move on from something that you know it has come to an end. Do you understand what I mean? So it's not only about you worrying, or did I do the right thing, or blah, blah, blah. No, baby, no. It's not only about you worrying, did you do the right thing? It's not only about you feeling stressed. It's not only about you feeling anxious even, but it's also about you not being able to do something final here when it comes to all this. You're not being able to do something final, like a really big step, like a really big move, which is going to be right now consisting of you knowing exactly what has come to an end, and what most certainly you need to walk away from immediately. So there were like other things connected to it. So now, not only you're not going to need to be scared anymore, you're not going to need to be anxious anymore, but now you're also going to be able to do one final thing and walk away from something that has come to an end completely, but you couldn't do that before unless you had this particular answer. Absolutely brilliant. And this is why you're gonna feel so happy, you know, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. This has been affecting you in a negative way, but now after this moment in time, oh my God, things are about to turn around so beautifully. So beautifully, my gorgeous Leonie, indeed. So there you go. So now you will be able to walk away from something finally, something that has come completely to an end, which is absolutely brilliant. Whatever this is most certainly behind you. Okay, very, very important to mention. Whatever this is, this has most certainly come to an end karmically. There is no doubt about it whatsoever, because otherwise you wouldn't feel like this in the first place. So this is why you're going to feel really happy, actually, really excited even. And the second thing that you are going to have a progress with, you know, this in itself, it's also like kind of on a personal level, it's really going to bring you and this other person so close together. You know, you will be able to reconnect with somebody so special. You will be able to reconnect with somebody so beautiful, somebody who is in your life already, okay? But, you know, for some reason, when it comes to all this, you have been affected, that person has been affected. You know, maybe this is your partner, maybe this is your family member, maybe this is your friend. It really depends, but it's going to mean to you so much. And it's going to be obvious who this is, because as soon as you become aware of this progress, as soon as you become aware of this clarity, as soon as you have this big, giant answer, that moment in time, you're going to be excited, because you know that you will be able to walk away from something you weren't able to walk away from before. But you also need to pay attention who exactly is going to be on your mind, because this person, this beautiful person that you will most certainly reconnect with through all this, is instantly going to pop into your mind. And you will instantly want to say to this person what just happened. So you will know who this is. You will know who this is. But this in itself, it's really kind of going to play such a big role when it comes to you reconnecting with that person as well. Whoever this is going to mean to you so much on a personal level, you know. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And so now, my gorgeous Leonie, you know, to be quite honest with you, you are going to realize that also, you know, through when it comes to this big answer, when it comes to this clarity, you know, you're going to realize that you made you know, like a really important sacrifice in your past. You made some kind of a compromise, you know, in order to kind of start all this. And this compromise that you've made, this is part of why you felt like really stressed and anxious. Do you know what I mean? Because I told you what you did was along those lines, like, you know, there is no way back anymore. There is no way back anymore. So you're going to be happy because you've been worrying about it for so long, like, oh my God. And this is really kind of going to give you a reason to like celebrate. That's how you're going to feel like you want to celebrate seriously, how optimistic you are going to be after this moment in time, because you've been worrying about it for absolute ages. And I know that there are so many elements here which you're going to be so surprised by. And I think that, honestly, I'm not being funny. I know you felt drawn to do all these things, but because you were dealing with really difficult things lately, and the more difficult things you were dealing with, you know, the more sensitive things you were dealing with, the more sensitive you became. And that took the better of you in such a way where subconsciously, I think that you were even kind of preparing for the worst. Honestly, subconsciously, you were even kind of preparing for the worst. That's how I see it. That's how I feel, my gorgeous Leonie, because this is actually going to really surprise you to the point where you're going to be like, oh my God, yes, you're going to be happy, you're going to be excited, you're going to get your answer, you're going to get your clarity, but you know, you're going to be up and down, to be quite honest with you, because after, first of all, I can see you being extremely happy, but then again, like a couple of days later, you are really kind of not going to believe what's happening and which way your life is heading to. This is really going to pleasantly surprise you to the point where you're going to end up having like a bit of a hermit mode. You know, hermit mode. You're going to be thinking about it in like about a couple of days' time after that moment in time. You're going to have this hermit mode and you're going to really realize what's happening. Because you're going to really realize what's happening. And what you need to understand, my gorgeous Leonie, that, you know, you are going to realize that you gave birth to something really, really beautiful. You gave birth to something really, really special. Seriously. It's not only about, you know, you having an answer that you want to have, but you're going to realize that you gave birth to something really beautiful. You gave birth to something really, really special when it comes to all this. And this is how you're going to feel, and this is what you're going to realize, you know. And of course, that this in itself, it's actually going to be your spiritual awakening, my gorgeous Leonie. This is going to be the beginning of your beautiful spiritual awakening, and you're, you know, you're healing and you're ascending, you know, on the next level of your spiritual journey. There is no doubt about it whatsoever. We have all come to this earth for a reason. And one of the reasons, I mean, the reason that we came to this earth is to follow our passion and to follow things that we feel drawn to. And all this happened and all this manifested purely because you were following things that you felt so drawn to. And it's a combination of different things that has brought you to this, you know, really major point in your life. And so that's why you are pretty much so having your spiritual awakening when it comes to all this. You are healing and you are ascending on the next level of your spiritual journey. And because right now is all about you becoming intuitively aware of things you were never intuitively aware of before. And this in itself, it's going to be pretty obvious what this is and what am I talking about. And also, this is all to do with you understanding that your patience is paying off. Your patience is paying off. Your bold move is paying off. Your compromise is paying off. Oh my God, you know, I can really see an ultimate happiness here things are going to start making sense to you that didn't make sense before, especially when it comes to certain things you had to go through. I'm just repeating that you're going to become intuitively aware of things you were never intuitively aware of before, because you are healing and ascending onto the next level of your spiritual journey, and it's happening because you were following what you were drawn to, follow. And that's one of the biggest spiritual rewards you can get in terms of your spirit raising, to these remarkable levels, where of course you are going to start realizing how your way of thinking changed. And that's natural, of course, that your way of thinking changed, because you're grown now deeper, you're on the next level, you're seeing things from a completely different perspective, which is ever so beautiful, my gorgeous Leonie. Absolutely brilliant. And also, by the time you get to the meat part of this week, by the time you get to the meat part of this week, my gorgeous Leonie, I can see that, somebody... it's to do with this one particular person, who is really kind of going to be maybe a little bit rude to you. And this particular person is kind of going to be a little bit unpleasant. This particular person is going to be a little bit rude to you at around the midweek. But, it doesn't really matter who this person is. It doesn't really matter what this person is going to say. But through this person, you are going to have such a brilliant idea. This particular person who's going to be a little bit rude to you, you are going to have such a brilliant idea through when it comes to, the beginning of a really nice transformation. This is going to be the beginning of a really nice transformation, to be quite honest with you. And when it comes to this person being rude to you, I don't think that this is anybody significant. I don't think that this is anybody you should worry about. I don't think that this is anybody substantial. Do you know what I mean? It's not a family member, or it's not your partner, it's not your friend or anything like that. But maybe you are gonna, it's almost as if you're gonna try to find something out, and you're gonna get in touch with a certain person, and you're gonna ask a certain information, this particular person. And when you ask this information, this particular person, this is something to do with money, and it's to do with the finances. And this particular person is gonna be kind of a rude to you, but at that moment in time, there is a really brilliant idea you're actually going to have. There is a really brilliant idea which is going to come out of it, and this idea that you are going to have, it's also going to be the beginning of a really transformative time when it comes to your life, because this brilliant idea that you are going to have, it's not only going to lead towards you protecting your finances, towards you protecting what belongs to you, in your future, but at the same time, it's going to be the beginning of such a beautiful and rather unexpected adventure when it comes to your life, because it's going to start an adventure based on this idea, because it's going to start all some kind of idea for financial idea, some kind of financial idea, but it's also at the same time an adventure. Do you know what I mean? So it's an idea, but it's also at the same time an adventure, because it's to do with the finances. You're wanting to do something you've never done before. You're wanting to do something you've never tried before, but it's also something that you feel very closely connected to, and you feel like you have lots of experience with this. Or maybe somebody in your family, one of your family members had experience with something like this. Or one of your friends had experience with this, something like this, for example. And this is why this is going to feel like the beginning of an adventure, because you really will have a brilliant idea when it comes to money and finances in general, some kind of financial opportunity, some kind of brilliant financial idea, like a financial opportunity. And this in itself, it's going to become the beginning of this unexpected adventure. You did not plan this whatsoever, but the possibilities are going to be absolutely endless. And the more you kind of explore, the more you're going to realize how many possibilities you're going to have them, and the more delicious this idea is going to be. It's going to seem. So it's not only about money, it's not only about finances, but you also like kind of feeling really optimistic while you're actually doing this. This is something which is really kind of going to surprise you as well, how good you are at something that you did not kind of really think about before, or you did not kind of focus on before. It did go through your mind, this did go through your mind, but you never took this seriously. But for some reason, when this person is rude to you, I know it sounds really crazy, it just depends who this person is, what you're gonna need from this person, what is going to be said in order for you to now suddenly have this idea, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. So it's going to lead towards the beginning of a really beautiful adventure, and you're going to be quite busy, over the next like about couple of months, to be quite honest with you, because one thing is going to lead into another, and there is more and more you're going to find out about this financial opportunity or this financial idea. And the more you dive into it, the more you explore, the more possibilities you're going to realize that are actually going to come out of it, and the more optimistic you are going to feel, and the more ready for this particular venture you are going to feel. Okay, by the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Leonie, something is going to come to an abrupt end. There is no other way of saying it, you know what I mean? Something is going to come to an abrupt end when it comes to the end of this week, and this is really going to surprise you. This is really going to like blow you away. Whatever is going to come to an abrupt end at around the end of this week, it's really going to surprise you. And you know what? You are going to be absolutely ecstatic. You're going to feel so good, and you're going to feel so happy. Do you get me? So something is going to come to an end. Something is going to come to an abrupt end. The beginning of an unexpected change in your life, most certainly. But you will love this, because I can see how excited and how happy you are going to be. Do you know what I mean? So whatever is going to come to this unexpected end, whatever is going to come to an end, it's really going to set you free. It's really going to liberate you. Because this is something that, has preventing you to do what you wanted to do also. When it comes to my gorgeous Leonie, when it comes to you really kind of focusing on things, now you're going to be able to focus on things you want to focus on. And the moment in time, whatever comes to an end, to an abrupt end, at around the end of this week, at that moment in time, this is actually going to turn your life around. You're going to realize that you don't need this, you don't want this, you didn't need this for a very long time. This, whatever, it's going to come to an end, to an abrupt end. Like if that happened like about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you'd be like, oh my God, this is so scary. Oh my God, you would feel like really, like not really nice. You would feel awful. But now you're going to absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. You are entering a whole new dimension. This is what you need to understand. And I told you, you are having a spiritual awakening. So things like this, and these are not going to affect you, because you're seeing them, you're feeling them from a completely different level, from a completely different perspective. So that's why you are gonna be intuitively aware of things you weren't intuitively aware of before. So the moment in time you realize that something has come to an abrupt end, oh my God, this is actually gonna be really positive and really pleasant experience for you. Because, and I'm saying that this is going to be the moment when your life is going to kind of turn around at that moment in time, because whatever is this, whatever comes to an end has been affecting you, has been affecting your spirituality. Whatever it's going to come to an end, whatever came to an end, it has been affecting you, and it has been affecting your spirituality in such a way where you did not have time for things that you should have time for. We need to nurture our soul. We need to nurture our spirit. It's a very, very important essence. We must take really seriously, and whatever has come to an end here has been affecting your own spirituality. So now, a couple of days later, you really are going to realize, you will reconnect with yourself on this particular level, and you will realize that you stop doing certain things in terms of spirituality, whatever they are, whatever these were. So now suddenly something is going to come to you that you haven't done in absolute ages, but it's to do with your own spirituality. And this is a very, very healthy sign that you're moving on with your life. And most importantly, whatever you're reminded that you want to do in terms of your own spirituality, do that, because there are very beautiful, important doors that are about to open. And there are very interesting people about to walk into your life who are going to contribute to your life so beautifully in a ways you cannot even imagine. So that's what I need you to understand. So now, my gorgeous Leonie, I'm just going to shuffle these cards and I'm going to see what's going to be a tarot card of the week. I can see that the rain is slowly starting to sip, so I'm underneath the tree, so I'll be fine. As long as the thunder doesn't, as long as there is no thunder or anything like that, yeah. No, so now, my gorgeous Leonie, I'm just gonna see what's gonna be a tarot card of the week. Oh my God, there you go. You are gonna feel so determined again. My God, everything is gonna start making sense. You are going to feel yourself in such a beautiful way. When it comes to this week, you are going to reconnect with yourself and you are going to really awake so beautifully. I'm so glad to see you back, my gorgeous Leonie. You're back, you're coming home to yourself, and to see you so determined to make is so, so, so beautiful. It is so, so, so refreshing. You are back, you're back, and it's like you will be able to see this when it comes to your own energy, when it comes to your own energy levels. You're going to have so much more energy from the beginning of this week. But things that are driving you forward, I need you to pay attention to. And it's not only about money, it's not only about finances, but it's to do with things like spirituality. It's to do with things that you've had on your mind for a while. You want to do, you want to try, you want to explore. I need you to take them very, very seriously, because all these things are the part of your own awakening. At this moment in time, you most certainly need to give your full attention to. Hello, my gorgeous people. I'm so excited to finally share something I've poured a lot of intention into. I've created the Ritual Mug Collection, 3 absolutely beautiful mugs designed for your sacred mornings, tarot sessions, and daily rituals. First up is the High Priestess Brew, which is perfect for connecting with your intuition and centering your energy before a reading. Then there is a Full Moon Fuel, a lunar inspired mug for aligning your energy with the moon's cycles. And for those powerful go-getter mornings, there is Sip Your Strength, designed to help you step into your courage and purpose. These aren't just mugs, they're intentional tools to bring energy and magic to your day. You can shop the full collection right now. Just tap the link in the description or click the card up here to explore all 3. Thanks so much for supporting what I create, and I can't wait to see which one calls to you.